All right, in today's little video lesson, we're going to look at balancing chemical equations. These are some questions that students have brought up again through email, so I just want to look at a couple extras for us. So here's an equation that we're asked to just balance this chemical equation, all right? So we have Ca, calcium, plus HBr, hydrogen bromide, producing CaBr2, so that is calcium bromide, and H2, that's our hydrogen gas. Okay, so just a couple of reminders. Remember, in an ionic bond, we don't make any mention to the 2, it's just calcium and bromine, change the ending to "ide," calcium bromide. And we've seen these situations. There are 7 chemicals that can form diatomic molecules. They bond with themselves and they form gases. Right? So this was that little clown carrying his balloons. So one of those was hydrogen gas. So when we see something like this, H2, hydrogen gas. All right, so let's go ahead and balance this. So balancing is just about counting. We want to count, and you can really start anywhere. If you look at other videos, some people may have you start with hydrogen and so on, but you can start anywhere you want, just as long as everything keeps balancing, and you always check back after you make an adjustment. The one key, when you do add an element, you have to add the whole compound that contains that element. All right, so let's start counting. With Ca, we have 1 Ca here. In our reactants, we have 1 in our product. So everything is balanced so far. Let's move to the H. We have 1 H hydrogen in our reactants, but we have 2 hydrogens in our product. So we need more hydrogen. So we need to add some hydrogen. So I'm going to add a little bit of hydrogen here. I'm going to have H. But we have to add the whole compound that contains that hydrogen atom. So we have to add HBr, the whole thing. Now we have 2 hydrogens and 2 hydrogens. There's still, we didn't do anything with the calcium, so it's still 1 and 1. All right, so calcium is balanced, hydrogen is balanced. Let's go to Br. We have now 2 because we added the other one, and there are 2 in my product. So we didn't have to do a whole lot here. I'm just going to rewrite now my balanced chemical equation. So Ca, we have HBr. I have to tell everyone we need 2 of those. So I'm putting the coefficient in front. That is, made just a little error there. Let's fill that in. That is HBr. 2. And that is producing. We need 1 of the CaBr2. So we don't need to put a 1 in front, because it is understood when you see CaBr2, there is 1 of those compounds, and H2. So there's our balanced chemical equation. Let's look at another one. Here's one that's a little bit bigger, and we can tell by the brackets here that we have a polyatomic ion. So one of the suggestions that I made is, when you're looking at these, let's just treat the polyatomic ion as one piece, one particle. So we really don't have to count a whole bunch of O's, we just need to count SO4 and how many of those, because the majority of the time the polyatomic ions are kept together in the reactants and the products. Okay, so we were asked to balance this one, so let's go ahead and start counting. I have 1 calcium, and there's 1 calcium, so we're pretty good so far. I have 2 chlorines, and over here I have 3 chlorines. So I'm a little short over here. I need more chlorine, so let's go ahead and add some more chlorine, but I can't just do a chlorine. I have to add the whole compound, so CaCl2. And that leads us to another kind of quirk here. I've added, but now it's up to 4, and this one only has 3. So now I'm short over in my reactant or products. So I need more chlorine over here, but we have to add the whole molecule. So Cl3. Now I have 6, and in my reactants there's only 4. So I need to keep going kind of back and forth, and I can add CaCl2. Now I have 2, 4, 6 chlorines, 3, 6 chlorines. So you just keep going and back and forth. A hint, usually if you see an even number on one side and an odd number on the other, if you kind of do a little multiplying, you can start to balance these out. So if we go 3 times 2, we need 6 on both sides. Will be the first time where they kind of match up. All right. The other thing that you can look for is if we have a 2 and a 3, you probably need 2 of the elements that have the 3, and you need 3 of the compounds that have the 2s. Whatever. Just keep counting. Now, this is where I said we got to backtrack a little bit, though, because we balanced out our chlorine, but in the process of doing that, we actually messed up our calcium, right? We had 1 and 1, but now I've added these others, so now I have 3 calciums. So I'm going to have to go over here, and I need some more calcium. I'm going to change that up just a little bit. We want that in. Come on. I don't know why it's not letting me do that. That is not right. But I'm going to change that to CaSO4 and CaSO4. So now I do have 3 calciums and 3 calciums. 6 chlorines, 6 chlorines. I have 2 aluminum, and I have 2 aluminum. I have 3 of the SO4s, and now I have 1, 2, 3 of the SO4s. So that's what I mean by just keeping the polyatomic ion all together as well. I don't have to say 3 S's and 12 O's. Later on, if we want to know exactly how many oxygens we have, I would distribute that through. But right now we're just balancing SO4 with SO4. We're all balanced now, so let's rewrite this as a balanced chemical equation. So I have CaCl2, and I have 3 of those, right? 1, 2, 3. Don't forget the one that you started with. Plus, I just have the 1 of the Al2SO4s, 3, and that is producing. I have 1, 2, 3 try that, 3 CaSO4 plus 1, 2 AlCl3. There's our balanced chemical equation. One last one. In this particular case, they gave us a word, kind of a description of this type of reaction. So we have potassium chlorate produces potassium chloride and oxygen gas. So we need to write what the compounds actually are. So we have potassium. So I'm going to actually have to do a crossover method to figure out what this formula would be. So I'm going to find my potassium, and that has a combining capacity of -1, and I'm going to go to my polyatomic chart, sorry, that's +1, and I'm going to go to my polyatomic chart and find chlorate. Now I see my ending 8, that tells me it's a polyatomic ion. So ClO3, and that has a combining capacity of -1. So when I cross these over, I'm going to get KClO3. There's potassium chlorite. Produces, that's my arrow, potassium chloride. So let's go potassium and chlorine. So that will be KCl, potassium chloride, and oxygen gas. So we see that term gas. We saw that previously on this one. That means it's oxygen bonded with itself. There's potassium chloride and oxygen gas. All right, so now we've written out that chemical equation now. We have the skeleton equation. So let's go ahead and balance it. By the way, just for interest, what we have here is a decomposition reaction. Right? So let's go ahead and balance this. I'm going to count. I have 1 potassium and here I have 1 potassium, so that seems good. Here I have, now in this case here, this is one instance where I can't just count the polyatomic ion because we've actually split it up into 2 pieces. So I do have to look at the individual components. So I have 1 chlorine, here I have 1 chlorine, that seems pretty good. Here I have 3 oxygen, here I only have 2 oxygen. Okay, so I'm going to use that hint that we said in the previous slide. I had a 3 and a 2, so that means I'm actually going to need 2 of these components that have 3, and I'm going to need 3 of these compounds that had the O2. So now I can see 3, 6, and 2, 4, 6. So the O's are balanced. Unfortunately, that threw off my chlorine and my potassium a little bit. Now I have 2 potassiums, I only have 1, and I had 2 chlorines and I only had 1. So it's a pretty easy fix though. If I put another one of the potassium chlorides, now I do have 2 and 2. So there we are. Let's write out our new balanced chemical equation. So I had 2 of the potassium chlorates producing 2 of the potassium chloride compounds plus 3 molecules of oxygen gas. All right, so again, keep practicing. The key here for balancing is just trial and error. Just keep counting your way through it. Usually though, my hint was if we get really big numbers as coefficients, if you start getting up into 8, 9, and 10s, maybe go back, double check just to make sure. All right.